Hey guys, so one reason I'm really glad that I read The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles before manifesting my entire life and then finding Neville Goddard and then reading Neville Goddard is that Wallace Wattles very clearly talked about doing things in the certain way. He referred to it as the certain way. And he didn't mean the certain kind of way. He meant the way of certainty. So doing everything that you do with carrying with you constantly the spirit of being certain that you're going to get everything you want. That to me it's just the foundational thing fueling everything that happens with this whole manifestation thing from top to bottom. And so I'm really glad that I read that and got that early, because Neville's got a lot of writing, and Neville talks a lot about biblical stuff. There's a lot of stuff in Neville Goddard that can sidetrack you, and it's all important stuff. But if you're just trying to kind of start to get stuff in your life and turn things around in your life to have a better life for yourself, understanding this certainty thing, in my opinion, and in, just reflecting on my own experience, getting what that means and how that feels and cultivating that is so foundational that I just don't think most people have almost any success without it, any big success. There's the idealist viewpoint of all of this manifestation stuff, and then there's the practical reality of what actually happens for people and what people are actually able to do with where they are mentally. And so much here is talked about and advised from the ideal standpoint, when what I think really helps people the most is applying this to their own lives with practically, how is this going to work for me based on who I am, how I am, how much of this can I really do right now? What can I actually get done with this? It's a step-by-step process for a lot of people, almost everybody. So yeah, that's one of my complaints with the Neville Goddard community, and one of my complaints with Neville Goddard as a jumping off place for people who actually want to do something in their lives. And so what I wanted to say about this is that, feeling is the secret, right? Neville tells us feeling is the secret. Connecting to the spirit of who you want to be, the person that has the things that you want, getting that feeling and knowing what it will feel like to have the thing you want is the state that you stay in that brings it to you. And the problem with that really I think a lot of people find pretty quickly is that you don't necessarily know what it's going to feel like to have the thing that you want. You don't really know what it's going to feel like to be that person. And so Neville's advice is imagine this in a state akin to sleep. Put yourself in a scene that implies that you already have it, and feel what that would feel like. For me, that's never been something that I've done to get things. Generating a feeling right before sleep is very interesting. He also talks about just falling asleep in a certain feeling, not necessarily looping a scene. I've made a bunch of videos about that. That produces very interesting outer world results. But when it comes to not knowing what things are going to feel like once you have what you want, there's a little hack that you can do. It's really simple. This is just good advice that your mom tells you when you're a kid, hopefully. But what you can do is simply just cultivate the feeling of I can do anything. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Cultivate that feeling. Say those words out loud. Say it over and over again until it starts to feel true. I can do it. I can do it. If all you ever do, literally, if you forget all of this, there are so many of these little nuggets that you can get from this, and just leave it all behind and your whole life will be better. Because I know I've said this before about other things. If all you take from this is I can do it, and you apply that to getting things the way that you have always known that you get them, then you'll still end up in the same place. You'll still end up with everything you want. Okay, if you look at your just sort of dreary looking dating life, and all of the relationships lying in ruin behind you, If you just say to yourself, I can do it, I can do it. I can find the right person. I can become the right person. I can change the things about myself that cause all these relationships to suck and to cause me to pick terrible people to be with. I can do it. I know I can do it. I can change it. I can do it. I can do it. My financial history is really bad. My finances are in ruin. My credit score sucks. I'm in debt. But I know I can get out of this. I can do it because I can do anything. I can do anything. If you just start to tell yourself that all the time, you can forget every other thing about this manifestation thing, and you'll get pretty much everything you want in life, because not that many things are so far out of your human reach as they ever were before you ever heard about manifesting. So if you just do that and you never do anything else, you're already going to get everything you want, okay? But you cultivate that, and you keep this manifestation stuff in mind, and you practice with that. You're going to develop this big level of certainty just from the I can do anything. And then once you start applying that in the manifestation, the direct, intentional manifestation stuff, you're going to see how that just brings things about really quickly. So that to me is the thing that, if you don't already have it, you should focus all your attention on it. Truly, you should just drop the rest of these manifestations and start building yourself up and believing that you can do it. Get that sense of certainty about yourself that I'm somebody that can do it. And you don't have to ever have been somebody who can do it to start saying this to yourself. You could have been the opposite. You could be the biggest victim, the biggest I can't do it. You can absolutely change this. You can flip it. You can flip it. Absolutely. I'm speaking from experience. And so I guess maybe other than repeating it to yourself, that's where it starts. I think you can just boldly decide that you're that person and start getting that in there, start getting that idea in there regularly. But then, the things that really start to cement this stuff in place are actions. I will just never, this is my hill to die on this channel. The things that start to really cement that are like when, say, for an example from my own life, there's some incidents that stick out. When I was 28, I was driving home from the one job that I had for 4 months. In the last 20 years, I had a job. I was an overnight caregiver for a woman who had back surgery. So I just did my 12-hour shift. It was January 15th. It was absolutely fucking freezing out. I'm driving home in my piece of shit car, and I hit a gigantic, ridiculous pothole. I should have sued the city. You could do that. I hit this ridiculous, gigantic pothole and immediately blew my tire out at 8:15 in the morning. My ex happened to also have a job right in the same town that I had my caregiver job, but he got off at 7. He also had an overnight job. He got off at 7, and he lived in the opposite direction, 30 miles. I lived he lived north 30 miles. I lived south 30 miles. So he was already home and asleep. And so I'm calling him. I'm just like, oh my God, what the fuck am I going to do? It's 7 in the morning. It's freezing, and I'm broken down by the side of the road, basically. And so, not being mechanically inclined in any way, I just said, you know what? How fucking hard is it to change a tire? I'm going to do it. I've seen other people do it enough times. I remember, it's like, okay, I remember, I know where to jack the car up. This was something I had never done. And in a very stressful, weird, cold by the side of the highway circumstance. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to fucking do this. I'm going to do it myself. To you guys out there, maybe this doesn't seem like a big deal. To you mechanically inclined girls, maybe this doesn't seem like a big deal. But to me at the time, this was a very big deal. I changed the tire myself. I had never done it before. Certainly not under circumstances like the ones I was in. And the fucking confidence that gave me. I mean, I'm telling you about it now, 15 years later. I was like, holy shit, I am actually a capable person. I don't have to sit here waiting to be rescued. I did, for people like that, when you're like scared and you know, you're constantly like looking to others to help you with things, or whatever keeps you in the state of I can't do it, when you start taking a leap and doing things to actually prove to yourself that you can do it, you know, stopping being afraid to fail on something, those are the things that actually make you into that person. So that, to me, is the thing to start to cultivate, underlying all of this manifestation stuff. It's the actual stuff that turns you into a human being that is actually the person who has the things you want. And in my opinion, being a person who can do it, being a person who is certain, if you're interested in this manifestation stuff, that is, it's essential. So if you're trying to do this stuff without a sense of certainty, with a lot of doubt or something like that, you can just stop all that for now and start to focus on I can do it. Start to focus on I'm a capable person. I can get everything I want. Manifestation or no, I can get everything I want. I don't care. Even if divine intelligence doesn't want to help me, you know, pretend like it's a human entity, I could still get it. I can get it anyway. Just start generating that feeling. I mean, those words, if you don't like those words, whatever. You know the feeling I'm talking about. Start generating that feeling. That will take you so far. You don't even have to deliberately do anything else. That will take you 80% of the way to getting what you want. Everything you want. So that's my little hack for that. I want to make another video. I'm not going to do it in this one since this one's already 12 minutes long. I want to make a video about the short I just made on specificity, because it kind of ties in with this. Yeah, I'm gonna make another video. It'll be the next one that comes out, about specificity and the weirdness surrounding that, the weird ideas surrounding that. I'll tie it in with this concept of just building up this feeling of certainty and I can do it there. So I hope this helps somebody. Have a great day.